Alright, Deadpool tutorial. Healer Deadpool specifically. Okay, so I know my friend wants to know how to. Shut the fuck up, Deadpool.
Looks like we've got ourselves a party.
Looks like we got ourselves a party. Okay, so I have animated Deadpool, like 50 hours on him, obviously, as you can tell here. Or 69 hours on him in total, if we're counting all the other roles. But with Healer Deadpool, your best form of healing is this. That is your best way to heal your teammates, along with your awesome freaking aura, because it is 50 healing per second. Just this ability alone, which is Ultron drone level of healing. So if you have an Ultron on your team, it does combo very, very well. And you also get your style meter very easily. You can jump on other people's heads when you get the style meter. You see how easy that is? I'm just healing people quickly. Now here's where you upgrade. You want to do this upgrade specifically because I'm saving people faster. It's also a very good way of doing damage. But yeah, you want to like do stuff like that. Your gun ult you want to use not a lot. Use it as your first ult in the game though. Because if you don't use it as your first ult, it's kind of dookie. But honestly, I recommend putting your bobblehead bounce. At least if you want to get some damage in as well to help confirm kills and also get you some XP, you should definitely try and toss it into the enemy team just a tiny bit, but not too often. But you mainly want to heal your team with it, because if you don't, then you know, oh, you're healing. You're supposed to be a healer. But you want to usually upgrade this ability while using it, because if you pop it, you can pop it again while it being upgraded, which does 75 healing per second, and that's like a really good healing per second. The next ult or next thing you should upgrade is Deadpool's sword ult, because it's a gambit mantis, and yeah, that's kind of it. Although this one is harder to get than other support Deadpool things, but you want to always kind of just get that. See, I just went from like what, 250 to 550, so that's 300 extra bonus health per teammate. And since you can, oh yeah, this ability also does some small damage boost, but it's not as great as the 20% in the what you call it? It's not a name, I forgot what it's called. But yeah, you don't want to upgrade your guns first, even though it might seem like a smart idea, because it's going to be your best way of healing. So you want to do bouncing bobblehead, Deadpool in your area, final exam, then the dual desert eagles, because you know, and plus it doesn't really matter if this little extra bit of poo, it can help out with burst healing a little bit, but it's not going to be as good as this or this, because you're not keeping them as consistently alive. Look, consistently alive. Like, I mean, it's a slight difference, but it's nothing too crazy. So, you shouldn't worry too much about it. Oh, but remember, this does 100 healing per second when you upgrade it. Jump on their heads. So, I always recommend having like a ping saying, hey, let me bounce on it crazy style. And if you wait until the last second, it becomes a 20-second support ult. So take advantage of that. It is super strong and people just don't know how to use it right. So like I do not want to see you upgrading that gun ult like that. You want to upgrade this because there's most likely going to be someone just attacking you. It's basically just your dash, but you can do it multiple times. Okay, so you have an increased healing range, you know, right here.
gonna get
Because
that
your
guy
normal
if I
healing range is like 5 meters. But your sword, or your dash is a little bit better as well. I think it's the same thing, but you do have better healing. Because you do this, you can save your teammates from dives a lot. Deadpool is an anti-dive healer, or he can go along with dive. It depends on what you feel like playing. But he's really good to go against dive. Just because it's the bobblehead, Deadpool in your area doing bonus damage. And then if you know how to animation cancel with Deadpool, and then you're fine. Oh, and if there's like a Spider-Man thinking he can run away from you, right? What you do? No skill shot while it's upgraded. It does a little extra damage. And it only does 80 healing per second, I think. Or actually, no. It does 100 healing per second as well, but it might be 100 or 80. I'm not sure. But still, it's not as good as the other ults. In my opinion, at least, if you want to get as much healing as you can. Oh, okay. So for your sword ult, you want to remember that your dash, jumping on anyone's head, actually. So, jump on a teammate's head, jump on an enemy's head, do whatever you think is most reliable. And then, the bobblehead also is just really good. So, just remember that. But there is times where you do not want to upgrade your final exam. You might want to upgrade Punish Pound first. Because let me explain. Someone like Punisher, Star-Lord, other characters, they might be a big issue to you. And you can't do nothing about it. Let's say you don't even have a Magneto. Or someone to counter a Punisher or whatever. So you want to use your ult. Your gun ult. And you want to be hard to hit. That way there's a more guaranteed chance of the Punisher, you know, whiffing his shots. Because he's obviously going to go after you. Thinking that, oh yeah, Deadpool's ult is going to go away when you die. It doesn't. Just so you know. It's really good for that. And it helps you confirm kills and a bunch of other things. And use it on flyers, especially flyers. If they don't get healed, you want to pay attention to stuff like that. Because if they're not, then you know, you can just kill them very easily. And they won't get any help. But honestly, you do not want to do the kick-ass katana as your, like, one of your first few upgrades. Never do this upgrade first. Or very early on. You want to do 3, 5, 7, 4, or not 4, 1, then 4, then 6, and then 2. Because, but these two are interchangeable. It depends on what you think is needed for the current situation. But you want to prioritize this upgrade if they have a Punisher or something hard to get, like flyers. But the rest should be fine as is. The dash is good for diving. It also helping out your teammates, just in general, because of that healing range. Let's see here. So your normal range, that's like a 5-meter range, right? So you want to make sure your healers are next to you, like in a 5-meter range, okay? Make sure they're healing you during these fights. Your dash, 5 meters. So you want to do stuff like that. But Deadpool animation cancel is pretty easy. But don't expect this level of dash. Okay. So let's go on DPS Deadpool, for example. You only get one dash, but for this one, he's a little bit different. You know, it's kind of meh. At least until you're healing Deadpool. It does help out a lot more than just yourself. But if you get into fights, like one-on-one situations, you just feel free to use any of your cooldowns, like this. But just be warned that it can sometimes your bobblehead won't go off. You gotta make sure you are not doing anything during the frames where they come back, because it's like, what, 1 second? I'll have to look back at the footage, but yeah, it's like a 1 second interval of the bobblehead.
Icon do bonus damage? I enjoyed that way.
So you want to be smart with that. But everything else, it's all right. Just don't worry too much about stuff like one-on-one fights, because you're not gonna get beaten in one of those. Oh, and passives. You need to know his passives. They're very helpful. Okay, maximum flare. The best way to describe it is the reason why Deadpools get their ult so quickly, or at least quicker than most of their normal teammates would, and that's why it has a 1 minute cooldown. It's because of style meter. Like, you could saw me get it like so quickly. Oh, and since you're gonna be a priority target, make sure you get that jackpot quick. And your jump, your double jump, it has no cooldown whatsoever during your sword ult. So take advantage of that. Like, if you need to get out, pop that, jump around, do whatever. Although it'll still be on cooldown, but it does not refresh your dashes actually. So just remember that. So you want to mainly use your bobblehead. That way you're not, you know, you'll get it very quickly, because you're gonna be fighting 6 people and you need it to hit 7 different people, or at least 7 times. So the way that works is it comes back. Each time it comes back, it hits more people, and that counts as in, like, you know, another person, I guess. That's the best way to describe it. So let's say you hit the entire team with it, and then when it comes back, you hit them all over again. It's very simple. You can also use it on teammates, but it's hard to do it because they need to be on low health. Or not low health, but they need to be healed from it. Okay. So your jump can get you style meter. If you, like, if you jump on your teammate and they're low on health or they need healing, each time you heal with the jump, it does, give you style. Same with the damage. So, yeah. Okay, but the next thing you need to know is his healing factor. If you take 200 damage or more, in a span of a second, I think, or 1 or 2 seconds, then it activates. At least that part. So you see how this Galactobot, let's say, was firing faster? Okay. So you gotta wait, you gotta be out of combat for a little bit for your other part of your passive to kick in, which is this, the slow healing. But you get some really fast healing, if you take 200 damage. I can't really give you a great example, but you can see it in my game. Just be careful, because your passive only comes back every 30 seconds, and not, like, it's not every single minute that you can use it. But you just want to be careful with your positioning. But your passive can save you from a lot of mistakes. Basically, you know, if you overextend, that will save you. But sometimes there is certain things that just aren't your fault, and that does save you from it too. So, you know, Phoenix just stunning you to death, along with Hawkeye one-tapping you, won't happen. At least not if the Hawkeye just shoots you again, but most Hawkeyes aren't going to do that. So, don't worry too much about dying. Just, you gotta be careful with it. And if you're good enough, like how I am, you know, you can get like 20k healing on average, sometimes even more. You can really compete with the meta healers. You really give them a run for their money. Like, people say Deadpool is not good as healer, but he really is. He is the best healer to choose whenever all the main supports are banned, actually. People will say, oh, Jeff, or someone like White Fox or Rocket. But really, Deadpool is much better. He has hit scan healing no matter what. So it's really good to just aim easier.
It was just business.
And,
okay, and a little pleasure.
It's not too bad. But you want to be careful At least. No,
Guess
that's
who
kind of
just
it.
showed their stupid
You have to play.
faces?
You have to play not too cocky, but you wanna get in there sometimes, up in their faces. You know. Uh, I can show you my average healing stats real quick with Deadpool. Let's see here. Right now, this season it's 20k, but of all time, let's see here. Yeah, just 20k as well. But there is seasons where you do really good at it. But Deadpool is also really good at taking damage because of that bonus health. Like, see my average bonus health granted or generated? It's like 3,000 on average. And then you should achieve S rank as much as you possibly can. You want to make sure you hit your crits. Just other good, useful stuff. If you crit someone, it takes like 4 headshots just to kill. As healer Deadpool. Like on a squishy like Jeff or Luna. But just not. I don't really recommend DPSing with the guns. Just use your swords. It heals. It does 2 things at once. Same with the bobblehead. If you really want to DPS, use the bobblehead or use the your melee, because your melee is really good. There's times where my teammates, they get dove like a lot, and I just keep them alive throughout the entire time. Because, well, you know, the healing, and also I just scare off the dive. You gotta like, you don't really gotta confirm a kill all the time as Deadpool, but you want to make sure you get kills in. So that's why you want to toss in the bobblehead sometimes into the enemy team. But yeah, look at my games. Yeah, that's all you need to know. Okay, bye bye.